feel so much colder outside than what my app says on my phone. That is called the wind chill, and there's some science behind it. The wind chill is a scientific term that is used that factors in not only those cold temperatures, but the winds as well. Woo, it's cold. So for us humans, we are all warm-blooded. So our bodies are working double time when we're standing outside in the cold to create its own warmth. So that's okay if there's no wind. But here's the problem. The moment the wind picks up, that wind basically blows off all the heat that your body works so hard to create. And then it has to work extra, making you feel like it's actually colder outside. So in the winter, no matter what the thermometer says on your car and your phone or whatever, just make sure to pay attention to the winds as well. At times, the wind chill could be about 10 degrees colder than what your thermometer is saying.
Watch Justin Mormith on News 6 at noon and streaming at 6:30. Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood now at noon.
He said everyone can be great because anyone can serve. So it's a wonderful opportunity for us. Me personally, come out here, I brought my son, and for us to be able to invite so many people to do the same thing and serve.
Celebrations of service and civil rights ring out in Central Florida, honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And in Washington, D.C., a new president is sworn into office. We'll have a recap of the second inauguration of Donald Trump. Julie.
Much of North Florida is now under a winter storm warning for tomorrow night into Wednesday. We'll talk about the potential of snow there and how cold it will get here.
Thanks for joining us on News 6. I'm Justin Mormith. Many Floridians waking up early, braving the cold to volunteer and celebrate the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was born on this day 96 years ago. Communities across the nation and here in Central Florida as well, reflecting on his contributions to racial equality and civil rights. Here in Florida, MLK Jr. Day was signed into state law in 1988. Here's a picture of then Florida Governor Bob Martinez holding up that measure, establishing the holiday in Florida. Parades and other events continue that mission of service, education, and unity. News 6 was in Seminole and Orange counties this morning, where thousands came out to remember the civil rights leader. Earlier today, crowds cheered on a parade starting at Oviedo High School through Center Lake Park. It was grand marshaled by the Lake Mary Little League World Champions. In Orlando, more than 4,000 volunteers filled the Orange County Convention Center, packing meals for those in need.
He said everyone can be great because anyone can serve. So it's a wonderful opportunity for us. Me personally, come out here, I brought my son, and for us to be able to invite so many people to do the same thing and serve.
As we push towards Dr. King's 100th birthday, his vision is that we will pack 2 million meals. With the kind of community that we live in, I'm certain that that can happen.
Another long-held tradition honors the legacy of Arthur Pappy Kennedy, Orlando's first black city commissioner. News 6's Mark Lehman was at the annual breakfast, a tribute paving the way for the younger generation. All right, let's take you outside, give you a live look from Daytona Beach here. It is a chilly day, and we have a lot to talk about in the weather department. Let's give our meteorologist Julie Broughton here now. A winter storm warning. Julie.
Yeah, and that is not for us. That is for North Florida. But we're talking about the potential of some accumulating snow as we head into tomorrow and into Wednesday in areas like the Panhandle. We'll show you that coming up in just a few minutes. But here's what's happening right now. This is downtown Orlando. We actually started the day with a lot of cloud cover. Those clouds have thinned for us on our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Together camera. 54 degrees right now with the winds coming in out of the north at 8 miles per hour. Here's how we started. Remember all that rain we saw yesterday? That was with a cold front that is now to our south. 37 in Ocala this morning. In the Villages, you were at 38. It was 45 in Orlando, and in Melbourne, you started the day at 50. And we're running about 20 degrees cooler than normal, sitting right now at 51 in Claremont. Coming up, we'll talk about that potential of snow over North Florida and how cold it will get here. See you in a few.
All right, Julie, sounds good. Thank you. Now let's go live to the inauguration of President Donald Trump in Washington, D.C. Dangerously cold temperatures there pushed the events inside this year. The first time that has happened since 1985. And just after noon, Trump was sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. Jared Hill has the new president's address to the nation and to the world. And our coverage on News 6 continues throughout the day. Anchor Matt Austin is in D.C. right now talking to voters and showing us the festivities at the Capitol. We're also streaming all of today's events live on clickorlando.com. Developing right now, the man accused in the rape of a 13-year-old girl in Orange County was back in court this afternoon, hoping to get out of jail on bond. Deputies say 41-year-old Louis Frias Jr. approached the girl and offered her a ride while she was walking to school earlier this month along Oak Ridge Road. She got in, and Frias allegedly drove to a park where he attacked her. Now deputies are concerned there could be even more victims out there. Frias is charged with sexual battery and kidnapping. In the last hour, a judge ordered him to remain in jail without bond. New this hour, a Brevard County man left paralyzed after being tased by a Palm Bay police officer is no longer facing criminal charges. According to a case report, Thomas Farley was accused of acting aggressively toward customers at a Circle K store and allegedly ran from police. Body camera video here shows an officer tase Farley as he was climbing a fence, causing him to fall and break his neck. Farley was hospitalized and charged with drug possession. The state attorney's office now says, given Farley's condition, all charges are dropped. The officer involved was never charged, despite outcry from civil rights attorney Ben Crump. Well, if you're making plans to visit Europe, new rules require a special form before you fly.
There is a chance that you will not be allowed in the country.
Why it could add some extra time and cost to your trip. That's next.
Introducing the perfect gift scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
No matter what's happening where you live, trust Sky 6 to get you the bigger picture. Exclusively sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.
The father is...
Background stealing the scene.
The father is you, John.
With Next Gen TV and Dolby, dialogue is crystal clear.
That's right, there are two N's.
We're not gonna make it!
Volume catching you by surprise.
That's right, there are two N's.
We're not gonna make it!
With Next Gen TV and Dolby, there are no more sound surprises. Make the sound decision and choose Next Gen TV.
Whoa, what is happening?
We're packing up our newscast and taking it on the road.
Oh, that's happening now?
Now, so let's go.
Every month, we're broadcasting live from a different community.
Because we want to speak with you, hear about the things that concern you most.
It's time you create the roadmap for our newscast. See what I did there?
WKMG hits the road live. Want us to come to your neighborhood?
Go to clickorlando.com/hitstheroad and tell us where to go next.
Insiders.
What does it mean to be an insider? Get access to exclusive content like extended interviews, behind-the-scenes looks, bloopers, enter contests, and more.
100% shocked. She called me. I was like, what?
Sign up to be a News 6 insider at clickorlando.com/insider.
If you're planning a trip to Europe this year, there are new visa requirements for travelers. Reporter Jen Sullivan explains what to know before your flights. All right, here's another live look at a frigid Washington, D.C., where Donald Trump was just sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. We will have continuing coverage on air and online throughout the afternoon. In the meantime, let's get a check of that weather with meteorologist Julie Broughton. It is cold here, Julie.
Yes.
Plenty of sunshine, though, and if you need that sunshine in your life, get outside and enjoy it because things are about to change.
Yeah, they'll start changing really as soon as tomorrow, and that's when we're going to be talking about some cold rain moving in that will hang with us most of the day tomorrow and then into the first part of the day for our Wednesday. And we are going to see a few isolated showers across our southern counties tonight, but the main event doesn't come until tomorrow afternoon. And then by late in the week, we start to dry things out and we'll be back in the low 70s by Sunday. Now, we are designating tomorrow an inconvenient weather day. We're looking at a 90% chance of showers throughout the day and also winds picking up. And then we will be dropping into the low 40s Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Now, here's a look at the latest advisories across the state of Florida. All of these areas of pink, that is where just less than an hour ago, the National Weather Service across North Florida upgraded to winter storm warnings for parts of the Panhandle and much of North Florida, where we are looking at the potential of some accumulating snow. Where you see those areas of blue, so that's Pensacola, they could potentially be talking about 4 to 8 inches of snow, and the lighter areas around 1 to 2 inches. Now, as far showers. Lots of folks asking, hey, could it snow across our northern counties? And we are looking at up in Alachua County a 1% or less chance of seeing an inch of snow by Wednesday morning. So it looks like the best bet for seeing some of that wintry precipitation will be across the Panhandle, stretching over toward Jacksonville, but even Jacksonville likely not going to be seeing any snow. Here's what it looks like for us right now as we start out our week. This is our Launch Credit Union camera in Port Canaveral. You can see the camera shaking there along with the winds, all that blue sky. So we did see some of the clouds that were hanging around this morning. Those have thinned nicely for us, but we are still very chilly there, struggling to get out of the 50s in some spots. 53 degrees right now in Port Canaveral. If you're in Ocala, you're at 49, 47 right now in Gainesville and in Palm Coast. You are checking in at 44 degrees. So your hour by hour forecast, we are staying in the low 50s throughout much of the afternoon. Check out Blaze and Kiera. They are ready for the cold blast. They are prepared. We're looking at 52 degrees at 5 o'clock. So here's the setup for us on the clouds and rain forecast. Our front is off to our south, and then we'll see an area of low pressure in the Gulf continuing to ride over to the east. And by 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, that's when we're looking at that potential of snow moving into the Panhandle. Where you see the pink, that is where we're talking about a wintry mix. So primarily rain in our area before it begins to clear out by Wednesday afternoon. Here's your pinpoint accurate forecast.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency? You ought to call Strata.
Temperatures tonight will be in the low 40s with some showers. South 7-day forecast tomorrow into Wednesday is an inconvenient weather day. 90% chance of rain tomorrow. We drop it to 70% for the first part of the day Wednesday, and then we dry things out by Friday, but we keep it cool just about our entire forecast.
Thank you, Julie. A nature festival attracting vendors from around the world is coming back to Brevard County. Details on this year's 5-day event and where to find free tickets next.
Time and accuracy are critical when talking about weather. A wrong forecast can ruin a lot more than your day. I know it all boils down to you, your family, and their safety. So when I can pinpoint a storm down to the minute, I know that I have been able to make one of our neighbors' day. Maybe even help keep their family safe. Knowing how the weather will affect where you are or where you're going with pinpoint accuracy down to the minute, that's what News 6 can do for you. I'm meteorologist Jonathan Kegas, weeknights on News 6.
Every mom knows the rhythm of your day is set to kids' standard time. The activities,
Mommy!
the school car lines,
Thank you, Mommy.
the errands, getting some work done, and trying to do something to keep your sanity. But you don't have to juggle it all by yourself, because on News 6 Mornings, we're here to help you find a rhythm that works for you and everyone in your home.
Get into the rhythm of the mornings with Bridget Ellison on News 6 Mornings and see why we say,
You gotta watch before you go.
Mom!
Cybersecurity leader ThreatLocker says allow trusted software and block everything else. Now ThreatLocker is sharing tips on how to protect you and your business against dangerous cyber attacks. Empower yourself and join us every Wednesday right here on News 6 as we learn how to avoid the hack.
A festival that draws hundreds of bird watchers and vendors from around the world is back in Brevard County. The Space Coast Birding and Wildlife Festival is a 5-day event bringing together artists, authors, and businesses centered around nature. It kicks off Wednesday, January 22nd, runs through Sunday. With all the events for all ages, the festival had to be canceled back in 2022 and 2023 because of rising COVID cases and warm winters without many migratory birds. A final look of your weather and the snow preparations happening in North Florida next.
As a working mom, I know why you need to be ready for any kind of weather. So whether it's hot and sunny or storms are rolling in, I'm here looking out for you. I'm News 6 meteorologist Julie Broughton, weeknights on News 6.
Do you feel like we got results for you?
Absolutely. I don't think this ever would have gotten resolved without you guys helping me.
A rare combination of freezing temperatures and moisture could deliver some icy conditions to parts of North Florida. State transportation officials posted some pictures over the weekend of, yes, snowplows and other cold weather equipment stationing in the Panhandle, Julie. And I know this has been the topic of discussion for a few days now. Doesn't look likely that it'll make its way to our viewing area, but really the Panhandle, and you know they're gonna probably flirt with that.
I think they will. I mean, they're under winter storm warnings, and we'll be dealing with some cold rain. So tomorrow is an inconvenient weather day. Expect a 90% chance of rain. Temperatures staying in the 50s, and then we'll be back in the low 70s by the end of the weekend.
Sounds gross. Thanks, Julie. Join us for our next newscast at 4 exclusively exclusively airing on News 6 Plus. Hope you have a great day. Take care.